Morning everybody. It's a right old wet and horrible day today again. Connie and Chief are obviously trying to get some exercise in the van and playing with each other. Connie's been out for a walk on her own. Chief's been out in the garden to go to the toilet, and he came back in again, just out on the long lead from the van tether. And as you can see, Connie has got his sporting her a new fluorescent harness. The one that she had before was, you know, the smallest, and it was getting a bit tight on her and getting a bit worn, and the buckles were sort of starting to come undone a little bit. So rather than have the risk of that coming undone when we're out walking, I thought it's about time we upgraded to another one, a bigger one. So I just managed to get that on her, and she also has another tile tracker on her, new tile tracker on her, aren't you, darling? I did buy a very expensive locator cat tracker or whatever tracker, but she just kept coming back with the batteries falling out of it. It really was not up to don't eat that, especially things like that when you've got the cats eating them and going under brambles and everything else. Connie, no eating it, darling. Let's try and move that again. Connie, you can eat the tile. But the tile, you know, managed to survive her last time, and she just got to get used to it hanging on her again. I may put it somewhere else, but I don't really want it around her neck or anything. She's used to obviously having bits off her back and the leads off her back, and she runs around quite happily with the tile on it. So at least we'll have that on her. And again, it gives an area and a location of where she's been in a larger scale, rather than just the 100 metres that you had with the locator, which I never actually got a chance to use the locator on Connie, because literally the battery came out every time she went out. So I've sent that back for a refund. Hopefully they will refund me. And just gone back to another £20 tile one again, and at that price, obviously, you know, it's not so expensive to lose and mess about with. Connie, don't eat it, it's a good girl. Much more robust and able to put up with her wanderings. And that's obviously having a fluorescent harness on as well. That's going to help me to see her in the dark a bit more, and the cars be aware of her a bit more. So that's that scenario sorted. Little Chief is where's Chief? Little Chief is Chief. He's having a mad moment in the van, trying to exercise himself, as I said. At least he's obviously still small enough to be running around and fly all over the place in here. It's a good boy, and as you can see, he'll play and keep himself amused and hunt, and then he'll go outside on the long tether for a bit of a stretch. So we're just sort of making do at the moment. I've got more clients coming to me for healing, and just trying to sort of get business back up and going, trying to get lots of new plans going on. I am actually going to be working with my therapist a little bit more, and one user that will come soon. But it's a matter now, just trying to sort of get herself back together again, and earning some money, and finding a way to earn some money and try to survive. I'm not doing very well at the moment, and I don't want to manifest that. But it really is a matter I've got to sort of sit down and focus on trying to find a way to earn a living, which is very difficult when you've got 4 cats. So I mean, I've been looking at all the sort of workaway sites and things like that, but I'm not fit enough, I'm not healthy enough, I can't leave the cats, you know. It's very limited to what I can do. So all I can do is try and also get my web shop going and sell, get rid of that and sell that. And obviously cat breeding's a future thing, training the cats, but that's going to be long term. That's not going to be instant money now. Oh yeah. So writing blogs, things like that, I don't have enough followers, you know, I'm not really known, and I usually do this for my records, my like video diary, so I've got something to look back on the cats growing up and training that. And like I said, I've still got like a £700 GoPro set up, which I've not done anything with yet. Again, with the YouTube, I haven't learnt how to do anything regarding the video vlogs and that, and I was hoping to get shown how to do that with some of the van lifers, but it hasn't come about. So it's like down to me, isn't it? But so I trust in spirit, I trust that everything's happening how it's meant to be. Right now, like I say, I'm going to try to, from 1st of June, I'm going to be really knuckling down on this health kick regarding the dieting, regarding the sugar-free, and take away all the dairy. I'm just still researching at the moment, studying, making sure I write down what my meals can be, adjust my donation list so I don't get given all the things that I'm not allowed to eat, so obviously that'd be a waste. And I'll be getting a new tribe together of therapists that will be working with me, or I'll be working with them. I say more news of that later, and very, very exciting times ahead if it comes off. But it's a long process. And ow! And I really, wow, do you want to make sure I enjoy my time with these? I'm not going to, obviously my cats are my priority. I can't just abandon them. I can't just sort of go to work. I'm limited to how much therapy work I do as well, because obviously how I work, I get absolutely exhausted and I need recovery time. I'm like, ow, what are you doing? Oh, you little munchkin. You little munchkin. So yeah, it's just in the van of the rainy day, just on the computer. I updated my web shop yesterday to put all the new little camper van magnets and key rings on them. I'm obviously not advertising them yet. To be able to sell that, I've got to be available to post things out, or at least have them in the van. So it's just a matter of just prepping everything, getting everything ready for the future. Shows will hopefully start coming about. I hope to go off to a powwow in, I think is it the end of June? I think it's the end of May. It's the end of May now, isn't it? End of June. So probably got about 4 weeks before we're going to go off to the powwow. So that'll be a big test to find out how these cats cope with being amongst the noisy drums and a bit of a little camp. So obviously we had to sort of get Chief ready to travel for that and make sure that we could stay overnight, and that was why we tested out the overnight at the peaks. They'd all sort themselves out, obviously. We've realised that they go back into it quite happily. I am still waiting to have some work finished on the van. All my lights come on the other day, so a bit of a glitch there. So I'm going to get an on-off switch rather than remote control on them, so that doesn't happen again. I end up driving all the way home with lights on, and that sort of worried me a bit, but I've been reassured everything's okay. But I've still got a bit of work to be done, but that can't be done until the weather's dry, so I can get some work, a new box put on the roof, and then once that's done I can think about, say, going around a bit more, having some time out. I still want to go to Scotland. Obviously finances are an issue there, but it's a matter of it's no different living on the road than it is living outside the bungalow, apart from a bit of travelling. So we'll see what happens there. Oh yeah, I filled my gas up yesterday and ran out of gas, so I had to suddenly go and find out where the gas bottles you can get a gas bottle from, and not knowing how to take the thing out, I sort of pleaded ignorant female, and was very lucky to have that put back in. So I've got a new gas bottle, and that's worked out really well. So obviously I've been cooking on that since the van build in, what was that, probably it was done around Valentine's Day time, February time, and it cost £28 to refill it, so that works out. It must be a good sort of under £3 a week, maybe even £2.50 a week. Seeing that before, I was on the little gas canisters, and I was on like one of them a day, or one every other day at a quid. I have reduced my cost of that. Like I say, this is obviously full-time living on the gas in here as well. I don't have gas cooker or anything in the bungalow. I've lived solely cooking wise in the van since lockdown, so at least that's affordable. So yeah, it's just like sort of getting things put together and having a little bit of a think while I'm in here. I'm still downsizing in here, trying to carry less, give more space for the cats to play and live inside here, especially wet days like this. Obviously Connie, when we're out on the road, I have to be able to walk her more and more, so I've got to get myself fit enough for that. She doesn't walk that far, but she needs a decent bit of a walk. So obviously walking Chief and her is doable, has been done, but also he's quite happy to stay in the van while I walk her, and I can walk him afterwards, or just spend time with him afterwards, or take her out when he's sleeping. So that's an option. Obviously I want to walk both of them together, but whilst he's small and they're still getting used to each other, and he can't obviously walk as well as her at the moment, then I may have to do a bit of a jiggery pokery and just walk the big cat separate to him, and then take him out on my shoulder, or a bit of road work in the morning with them when they go out for the toilet and everything else like that. But yeah, I'm in a sort of a bit of a tizzy really. I'm sort of in mid everything. I've got lots of plans, got lots of things to do, but it's just all bringing it all together. I've been really exhausted. I've been having bad nights and staying up watching TV because I can't really sleep. And of course, when the cats were at the peaks, they kept me awake all through the night, letting them in and out through the cattery. So again, I was in that scenario. I was letting Rainbow and Bentley in and out the cattery all through the night, and then I'm obviously got the cats in the daytime working with them then. So I have no sleep for like 24 hours. So the rain actually helped to when they're all in the van sleeping, allowed me to have a bit of a cat nap with them. But I actually came back to the bungalow to have a bit of a break and have a bit of a catch up on the sleep as well, because Connie obviously I can let go running free here. And I think if I can find some decent places to let her run free in like Scotland and things, I reckon she would come back to the van eventually. But I've obviously got to find somewhere safe enough for her to trial that with her. You know, that would be exciting, but also a bit worrying. So that would have to be some decent places I've got to go and find. As I say, I was thinking about just taking the two Savannahs up and find all the parking spots, and then do it again with everybody. But to be fair, you know, I can't really afford to do that. So I think it's going to be a matter of just bringing it and just driving and finding spots as we go. Bentley is the only one that really won't use the litter tray inside, so you know the others don't use it. None of them use them at the moment, to be fair, apart from Chief through the daytime and night. They all want to go outside, but I think if we got to the point where we couldn't let them out, then they would use the litter tray. And Bentley is quite happy to go outside the van door, and he'll come back. He doesn't take ever to come back. So if need be, like I say, I'll do that. And the others can wait till we use the litter tray. So I really want to sort of try to get them, in a way, go somewhere and actually keep them shut in, if that makes sense. Have a wet day where I actually go and park somewhere else, keep them shut in and make them use the litter tray, and just look at the window. But I know that just frustrates them. They'd rather sort of hold on and go for a walk. So yeah, it's very difficult travelling with cats who want to be outside, who want to, you know, who are very clean, and you know, and they know the van is their home. And I don't want to also stop allowing them to do that, because the whole point of this journey is to allow the cats to live as naturally as possible and enjoy the wilderness and enjoy the outside. So anyway, at the moment I've got a few things to do and catch up with in the next month. June, like I say, is more going to be trying to get back into getting out and about there. I think my only free month now is July, and that'd be hopefully beautiful weather, the perfect time to go, but everybody else is out there at the moment. But we'll see what happens. We'll just sort of take each day as it comes. It may just have spur of the moment. I might just up and go like I did the other day. I think I need to do a lot more overnights like that, but also I've got to respect that I've got to get the bungalow organised, and I say it's just it's emptier now, but it needs a good old paint job, and a good old clean through. And again, I haven't started work on the shed. I'd rather be in the van than go in the bungalow or work on the shed. This is the problem. I would say it's not really a problem. I obviously love my van life, but sort of taking myself out of here and doing work on places that, you know, I don't have the heart in it. You know, it's very difficult. And that's where you end up sort of turning on your anxiety, depression, and going down a bit, you know. And I end up sort of sitting in the van in bed and doing work on the computer in bed, which is why I've got the chair in here now to make it a bit more comfortable, because my back's killing me. Then go and face things and do things, because to me my life is not in that bungalow. My life is in the van, and I need to get out and find places. So I think a lot of my time now going forward is I'm going to start Google mapping a bit and looking around areas and trying to find places on Google Maps and trying to find myself some time to do that, to find some spots that I can get to. Obviously the risk of that is that people will be there when you get there, so I need to find a few spaces to, hello sweetheart, you coming in, Bentley? Come on Bentley, you come. There's a good boy. And that's what happens, they come in through the cat flap and then I have to open the door so they can get in. So yeah, anyway, I know I'm waffling. It started off showing off Connie's new tracker and harness, but there's things that I need to sort of get out my system, and also just by talking it allows me to see where my thoughts are and my head is at the time. Anyway, and the big news is that Connie is 1 on Sunday, so I'm looking forward to having a few of my old tribe around to celebrate that, and just have some time seeing them again and a good catch up and discuss what we're doing going forward, and you know, give gratitude and thanks to a wonderful cat that, you know, helped me survive Sticker's passing. I'm gonna get me crying now, and it's been a great incentive to get me up and out over the last year, and she saved me, and I'm really, really grateful for that. I know this little one is obviously trying to do the same again now, going forward again. Give me something to do, give me, you know, give me focus, make sure I don't just sit and dwell. With Connie running free, obviously I could very easily sit in bed and fall into a big, deep, dark depression, which I have done, but this is why Chief's come along. So Spirit's very good at making sure they keep me on my toes and give me something to do, and give me something to look after and that I'm close to. And you know, the cats, this is why the cats have been a huge part of my life. Animals have all my life, but the cats are a huge part of my life, and obviously going forward they will continue to do so. I certainly can't cope with more than 4 cats out walking, so I think I'm at my limit now. And obviously when kittens come, that's going to be a bit of a laugh, but I'm certainly at my limit now with the van. I think 4 is enough, especially when you're having to walk 2 savannas and keep an eye on the other 2, and it's your head is just exhausted with constantly watching them, being aware of them. So that is a full-time job in its own right, and but you know, we've got to find ways to afford their food and my food and the diesel and the bill money. So I am going to go off and I'm going to go knuckle down, trying to work out what to do and how I can do things. And it's all right having skills and having gifts, but if nobody comes to you, then there is no income. I know I've tried the match betting, but I didn't have the majority of funds to use to actually. I mean, I made a bit of money, but you've got to have so much money in there to work with it. Like I say, I'm not fit enough to help people and do some work away and things like that, or nor could I even leave the cats. So yeah, right now I've got to focus on me, my health, the cats, and trust that the plans that we've got afoot will come about. And obviously my healing drums are the biggie. I need my therapists out there to go do that healing with them, and then I'll get my orders in for my drums, which I can paint, and that'll be fine. And obviously with the lockdown, that all came to a standing stop. When people realise what help they can give them, we'll be flying. I know that. So I now leave it in the hands of my therapists to hope that they sort of get up and out there and try to find some new ones as well. You right, Bentley? Who can actually help the community and help everybody deal with everything going on at the moment, and see what my path is and what my part of that will be. And I just got to wait and see and trust in spirit. Anyway, that was a bit of a long waffle, bit of a long video. As you can see, it's bored Chief to death to sleep. So I will leave you to it, and I'll catch you later, and I'd best go get back on the computer and get my ass in gear about working out how to go forward and how to earn some money. Bye for now.